So welcome. You guys might see that the background looks a little bit different to where I usually do it. It's because I moved into my own space completely, and I had to buy furniture and everything for this lovely space, which I am thankful for, because that was one of the things that I put down last year, that I actually want my own office, and I got it, and I'm happy. Right, so we've been talking about the stages that we go through before we are ready to go from A to A plus. Depending on the wording that you use, it can refer for you to manifesting, it can be upgrading, it can simply be putting down a goal and reaching it. It's not so much for me the words that we use to communicate what we are achieving and what we are doing. It's got to do with motivation. It's got to do with having a clear idea of where you are going. Interesting fact that I did not touch on in this whole thing that we went through is people that put down a dream and they communicate that to the creator. I'm going to call him God, and you go and you say to God, you know what, I want to own my own business. And you start and you're putting things in place, and you go one step after the first step, and so you continue. And when you finally look back over your life, you go like, dear Lord, you've blessed me. I have officially gotten my own business and I'm doing well. Do people that have a faith-based goal setting go through the same stages that we have spoken about last week and the week before? And the answer is yes. We always do. It's not linked to religion. It's not linked to spirituality. It is a process that we need to go through before we can go from A to A plus. And I think that is something that a lot of people frown upon. But it doesn't matter what your religious background is, and it doesn't matter who you call creator or what name you call the creator by. The reality is these are stages and processes that we all need to go through. And the reason for that is if we were brought up with limiting beliefs, things that you were told you'll never be able to do, things that was never a reality for your parents, but it is for you, and you're not sure whether you deserve it or whether you are supposed to, what are you supposed to feel about what you are receiving. Anything that we go from, anything that we improve, and sometimes even when we lose, when you go from your own business to working for a boss again, you have those same stages that come up. And like I said, there are a lot more. Some people say that there are 5 stages of grief. Other people say there are 7 stages of grief. I'm pretty sure if we delve deep enough, we'll find even more than 7. But the reality is there are stages. Are they unique for each individual? Of course they are. We're not all the same. Our things won't be the same. Our experiences, our perception of our experiences, those are unique to who we are. It has got to do with our life experiences up to this point. It's got to do with our belief system. It's got to do with how our parents raised us, our values and stuff like that. All of that determines at the end of the day how quick you go through your stages. And if you go through 5 or maybe 4, there's life happening on the outside of the window. So, if you didn't know, I stay in South Africa. Ta-da! So, that being said and done, I think it's important that we understand that the message that I'm conveying is not religious based. It is simply life experience and things that I have noticed. As a counselor, I cannot propagate my own faith. I cannot propagate my own principles onto somebody else. I need to be respectful of their boundaries and their barriers. And for me, a lot of the things that I post, I will say outright to you, I will say to you, this is my opinion. And if it's my opinion, it doesn't necessarily mean it's truth. It's just what I have experienced. So that being said and done, I feel I have touched on that properly. We all go through these stages. And remember what we said is that the time we spent in each stage is unique. For some of us, it can take months. For some of us, it can take hours. For some of us, it can take a day or two. And it's not, again, to do with religion. It's got to do with limiting beliefs, things that you believe about yourself, that other people have said to you, and you've taken that to heart. It's on the inside. You believe that. And when you finally get to the point where you're brave enough and you go like, right, Lord, this is my dream. If I can wake up tomorrow in a perfect world, this is what a perfect world for me would look like. And then that's the goal that I'm working towards. But for me to become that person, that A+, I need to evolve, grow. I'm using different words, but the principle is the same. Change needs to take place. I need to upgrade. I need to evolve. I need to believe a little bit more in myself. I need to build myself up. I need whatever the wording is that the different age groups use. The principles are the same. The person who you are now is not going to be the same person that gets to the next point that you've put down. And for that to happen, there are certain things that we have to plan for ourselves. I mean, I'm going to use a silly example here well, it's not a silly example. It's just, it's for me, it's a silly example. Like, if I put down a manifestation to win the lotto, and I win, like, I want to win the whole lotto, the big amount. The Debbie that walks into this experience is not going to be the Debbie that walks out of this experience. So there are things that I need to work out for myself beforehand. Do I feel that it's okay for me to win the lotto? Is it perhaps against my religion? Is it against the things that I grew up with? Is it against my convictions? Do I feel that I am worthy of winning the lotto, like that big amount of money? Is there fear inside of me that it's going to change me and it's going to change my characteristics and I'm not going to be the person that I want to be? So that fear of the what am I going to become once I have this amount of money is captivating my thoughts that it's not going to become a reality for me. And then other things that might come up is like denial. Oh, this will never happen to me. I am not this lucky. If it's not against your religion and you do play the lotto, then the thought process might be, I will never be this lucky, or, no good things ever happen to me. Those are limiting beliefs. Those are things that you tell yourself to. That's denial, basically. Like reasons why this will not happen to you. Reasons why this cannot be a reality for you. And then you get to a stage where you start planning, like excessively. And for me, that is your in this case, your bargaining phase. In terms of, okay, so if I win 30 million rand, I'm going to give all of my friends 1 million. Not that I have 30 friends, but that's not the point. And I'm going to buy a house, and I'm going to buy a new car, and I'm going to give X amount of money to a charity. And that is basically your bargaining. You going, listen, if I win this money, it's because the reality is once that money is paid into your bank account, you're not thinking of any of those things. You're still in shock and awe. That's where you are. And then you get to the point of acceptance where you go like, well, it would help if I buy a lotto ticket, for me to win it, I need to be in it. That sounds a bit of like a promotion that I'm doing there, I'm not. And then you either make peace with the fact that it's going to come over your path when it's supposed to come over your path, or you have acceptance with the fact that it's not going to happen for you. Now, if you accept that it's not going to happen for you, then it's not going to happen for you. If you're one of those lucky guys that just went like, I'm going to play the lotto, let's see, if I win, I win, if I don't, I don't, and boom, there they have those millions to their disposal. All of that, for me, is reality in the fact that our mindsets determine, and I've come to the conclusion, and this is now just out of my own life, I don't want that big amount of money. There's a huge responsibility that comes with that, and I don't know, in all honesty, I don't know if I'm ready for that. And I think that will be one of the big reasons why I don't get the lotto, because in the back of my mind, I really don't know if I'm ready for that big amount of money. So yeah, I just wanted to add this video to the compilation to make sure that we understand that I am not promoting my own faith through these videos. And there's a lot of Christians that are going to be like, oh, but you're always supposed to stand up for Christ, and you're always supposed to promote. And guys, this is not what these videos are about. These videos are simply brain farts and experiences and things that I would like to share. And if anybody's interested in my own faith, they can ask. And if they don't ask, I'm not going to tell. Hopefully my life speaks loud enough. Yeah, I'm not going to go into that. So yeah, that's me. See you in the next video. Bye.